the way every day goes. Every time we've no control. If the sky is pink and white, if the ground is black and yellow, it's the same way you showed me.
Okay everyone, class is wrapping up, but before we go, don't forget to register to vote. It's important too. The upcoming election is an important one and your voice matters. Yes, Callie?
How does one register to vote?
Good question. You would go to your state government website as shown here for voter registration. Since we're at UMD, I'll just use Maryland's website as an example. You go to the website here and then you would fill in the information. You would provide your ID information and address and answer all the questions it prompts you to answer. It's simple and really only takes a couple minutes. Definitely make sure that you're registered so you can vote this year. The deadline this year is October 15th, and just want to let you guys all know that's coming up very soon. So, class is over and don't forget to go and vote.
Hey, do you want to go to the polls and vote together on election day?
Okay.
Awesome. See you tomorrow for a study session?
Yep, sounds good.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Callie. Hey, I've been thinking, does it even matter if I vote? Because I live in Maryland, and Maryland always goes blue anyway. So does my vote even matter?
Yeah, it definitely matters.
Say on God. Why?
Well, there are many reasons it is important to vote. In addition to voting for a presidential candidate, you are able to vote for Senate, local elections, and specific policies. For example, for the 2024 presidential election, there is a question on the Maryland ballot that allows voters to vote on whether abortion rights should be enshrined in the Maryland Constitution.
Oh, really? That's actually interesting. I didn't know that.
Also, if enough people share the mindset that voting doesn't matter and don't vote, that could change the potential outcome of the election. And not everyone has the right to vote.
That's crazy.
Don't forget that women couldn't vote until the early 1900s. Being able to vote is a right, and you should take advantage of it. Since election day is always on a Tuesday, some people from lower income families might not be able to take the financial hit of taking time off to go and vote. Some people don't have access to transportation, some people don't have the time for it, some states are stricter than others when it comes to mail-in ballots. These factors disproportionately affect lower income citizens. And did you know that election day is always on a Tuesday? Because in 1845, when they first established that, farming was a huge practice back then, so they picked Tuesday to be election day because it was the most convenient for white male farmers. That is 179 years outdated, since now more demographics of people have the right to vote, and farming is not a huge practice anymore.
Yeah.
All this to say that since you have the means to vote, do it.
Powerful.
You can also vote for representation. We have yet to have a woman president, and we have had one black president, and everyone else has been an old white man.
Heard.
If you want to see more of a variety of backgrounds in office, then you need to vote for them.
Wow, that's actually interesting. Those are good points. Thank you for telling me all that.
I could go on and on and on. You want to vote for the people whose beliefs align with yours, and who will implement policies that you feel are beneficial to our country. Besides, while the popular vote doesn't directly affect who will be president, if it aligns with the candidate who won the electoral vote, it can alleviate some of the fears and tensions surrounding election fraud that we have seen in recent years. Also, young voters lean Democratic, so the more of us that vote, the more we'll be able to influence the results.
Wow, yeah, I've heard some things about that. Thank you, Callie, for filling me in about that.
Did you know that in the 2020 presidential election, only 70% of 18 to 21-year-olds at UMD voted?
Really? That's crazy. That seems very low. I thought it'd be higher than that.
Yep, and that was actually a 13% increase from the 57% of people who voted in that same voting group in 2016.
Wow.
I'm hoping we see more of an increase this year, but who knows? It's really important for us to get out and vote.
I understand it now. Let's study now.
Awesome.
Thank you for telling me about that.
I have a midterm, so
yeah,
let's hit the
we got
bugs.
midterms.
Let's hit the
That's what I'm
bugs.
saying.
Hey Ryan, have you voted yet?
No, I haven't. I'm going in person on election day. How about you?
Yeah, I voted with an absentee ballot. Since I'm from Pennsylvania, I figured I should vote in Pennsylvania, since it's a swing state and could go either way in the election, as opposed to voting in Maryland, which always goes blue.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What's an absentee ballot? Is that any different from a regular ballot?
Well, when it was time for me to make a plan to vote, I looked at the Pennsylvania voting website to see what my options were, since I knew I would be at UMD instead of in my home state. So for mail-in ballots, you can just request one when you first register to vote. You don't need to provide a reason for why you need a mail-in ballot.
Okay, but what about absentee?
Well, I learned that absentee ballots have been around for longer. Those are for people who know they will be away from their country during voting day, or for people with disabilities or illnesses that prevent them from getting to the polls. These require you to provide a reason for why you cannot vote in person, but they are processed in the same way that mail-ins are processed.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know all that. Thank you for telling me.
Of course. Do you want to learn more about the process?
Sure.
After you register to vote, you can go to your state website. Yeah.
Wow.
State website, and there you are able to apply for and request a ballot. The specifics of that process As I was saying, the specifics of that process depends on your state. But after you apply, it'll come to your address. Then you just have to make sure you fill the ballot and then send it in before the deadline.
Okay, thank you for telling me all this. I'll try to spread the message to as many people as I can.
Sounds good.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Are you ready to cast your vote?
Yes, I am.
Who's next? Can I have your names, IDs, and addresses, please?
Look! Georgia's turning red. Last time it was blue.
Bro, that's crazy. Wow. You know, I'm glad I voted. I feel so empowered.
Me too. Thanks for coming with me. Did you notice how they asked for our voter IDs?
Yeah, I did. What's that all about?
Well, there are some controversies with voter ID laws.
How so?
Well, some people argue that the voter ID requirement laws should be enforced in order to prevent voter fraud. However, this puts another barrier in the way of those trying to vote. These voter ID laws disproportionately affect younger voters like college students, minorities, and low-income groups, because these groups may not always be able to afford or obtain the documents they need in order to get a government-issued photo ID card.
Wow, that's actually interesting. Thank you for telling me this. I'll try to spread the message and stuff and tell people about it.
You're welcome, Ryan.
Yeah. And now, class, you know about the importance of voting. Just like I learned about 28 years ago in the election of 2024.
Yay!
So, after watching each of these scenarios, you might be wondering how you yourself can get involved in voting besides casting a ballot, such as
Going to rallies. Yeah! Oh yeah! Yes, sir! Woo! Yeah!
Calling people and getting them to go and vote, or knocking on doors and getting them to go and vote.
Hello?
Hi, miss. Are you registered to vote yet?
Yep, I registered last week.
Have you voted yet?
Nope, but I'm gonna cast my ballot very soon. I
Great.
have to mail it in.
We need to count on your vote to win this election.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let's make some phone calls for the campaign.
Hello there.
Hi, is this Ryan?
Yeah, it is. What's up?
I'm just calling to see if you voted yet.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah? Like, voting is important. We need your vote. Can you come vote for our campaign?
Sure, if you so insist, I will come and vote for your campaign.
Good. The polls are open from like 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. See ya on voting day.
All right, perfect. I'll keep that in mind. I'll be there at some point.
But we can count on your vote.
Yeah!
you could also volunteer at your local polling office.
Hello, Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering if there's anything I can do to civically engage with this year's voting process.
Well, there is this bag of stickers here. You can hand out these stickers to people after they voted and are about to leave the polls.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Thank you for civically engaging.
CPJT100.
Awesome. All right, we should start.